When we talk about inner rings, we recognize maturation through an inner ring when they're mature and healthy because there's an expansion of concern as someone moves through the inner rings. So, for example, if I show up at a bicycle community and I want to know if I want to join the bicycle community, it's okay if my only interest is, will I like this bicycle community? Will it help me be a better bicyclist? Will I have fun? Once I'm a member and I'm now bicycling with people on the beach or in the mountains, I better have a level of concern where I care about the safety of everybody I'm bicycling with. And if I don't, then I'm a really lousy member, maybe even a dangerous member, because like my thinking is, well, I'm having a good time and I'm safe. If you can't keep up, too bad for you. If I become, let's say, a leader or an elder of the bicycling community, maybe I'm organizing leads, maybe I'm handing out instructions, my concern better be with everybody who's bicycling around us, not just the 5 or 10 people in our club. Otherwise, I'm a really bad leader because I'm just leading us to places and maybe putting other people in danger, maybe hogging up resources, so on and so forth. And until I'm, say, the principal elder or skilled master of our bicycling community, and if I'm any good at that, hopefully I'm not just concerned about bicyclists, but I'm also concerned about everybody who contacts with bicyclists or shares resources with bicyclists. I care about the motorists who are trying to avoid bicyclists. I care about the hikers who might also be out there. I care about the people who are planning the roads. I care about the people who are cleaning the roads. The point is, I'm thinking, how do bicyclists relate in a dynamic world to everyone? Yeah, the inner rings aren't there as a requirement. And in fact, it could be that members are just happy to be at a more introductory level because they don't want to do the commitment, they don't want to make the time, they just don't have the bandwidth to be that generous because they're busy taking care of, say, sick family members, and that's fine. The reason I articulated this is, for example, when I'm looking at communities in schools or communities in churches, the people who are unsophisticated think that everybody's the same, and we're not. But we have different needs depending on what ring we're in, and our maturation levels are different. And so if you have a big community, you think everybody's the same and make all your events the same for everyone and make the growth opportunities the same for everyone, then you're totally misunderstanding what's going on there. One of the things that we need to understand when we talk about inner rings is as people move through them, we want an opportunity to contribute, not just to consume. So maybe as a new bicyclist, I just want to know where the rides are. Maybe I just want the maps. Maybe I just want somebody else to teach me how to do longer rides, both in planning and equipment and nutrition, strategy. But once I've been riding with the group for years, probably well before that, I'll want to help other people become better bicyclists. And if the community doesn't give me a chance to do that, then there's a missing. I remember explaining this to one school that had a large parents group. And I remember when I was explaining this inner ring concept, they hit their head and said, oh my goodness, that's what we're missing. We've been treating our parents like they all want us to do stuff for them. But once parents have been part of our school for several years, they want to help the new parents in the school get integrated, understand the schedule, understand where to volunteer. And right now we're telling them, no, we'll take care of you. You just show up and come to the events. And so there's a huge opportunity for them to invite people who are mature in the community to do what those people already want to do, which is contribute. And they had missed that because they didn't understand the inner rings principle.
So that's one of two sort of universal goals that you outline in the book that make people want to advance from one ring to the next, is that desire to contribute. The other one is just the desire to belong. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so let's be clear that, I labeled very typical levels of inner rings that we'll find in very mature, often large communities, but it's not important that all communities have inner rings or that they have the same inner rings that we're talking about, or that certainly you call them what we call them, because that would be ridiculous, but that you're just aware that these may develop.